Hello there and welcome back to Friendonkey Wrestling Season 2. And what is the penultimate episode of FDW Season 2 and the final TV FDW before the big one, WrestleMania. It's been a hell of a ride so far. There'll be a lot of reflecting during this episode on the season that we've had here as we've gone from strength to strength in Season 2. And many a strength still to come, with the grandest stage of them all looming just around the corner. Main event this evening, Roman Reigns will be in singles action against Drew McIntyre in what was supposed to be their WrestleMania clash. Reigns had his sights set on Drew, but Drew went and lost his championship. We haven't seen Drew McIntyre since losing the championships at Fastlane, so perhaps feeling to get back up onto the horse, having been a stalwart of Season 2, he'll be taking on Reigns here this evening. But before we get there, we've got a bit of a sad match to begin with, a bit of a bittersweet one, as we're kicking things off with a mixed gender tag match between Ricochet and Tegan Nox versus Seth Rollins and Bianca Belair. Ricochet and Tegan Nox both announcing that they are leaving, and this will be their retirement from FDW, from the WWE. As this will be their final match in FDW before moving on to pastures new. They wanted to stand side by side against each other, or with each other here this evening, against the very best of the best that they've faced over the 2 seasons of FDW. Having hand-picked opponents, Ricochet said there can be none other than Seth Rollins, who he wants to stand against the ring one last time. Tegan Nox wants Bianca Belair one last time. And their wish has been granted. Nox very much considers Belair the woman to lead FTW into the future. Ricochet clearly considering Seth Rollins, as many do, the founding father of FDW. Ricochet, Rollins, Nox been here since day one. Belair been here since the beginning of Season 2. These 4 superstars have such a history here on the channel. Nox and Ricochet, 2 of the 4 pillars of FDW. And here comes another mighty pillar right now. He'll be at WrestleMania. Usually tags with Roman Reigns. But tonight, stepping up on his own. At least in terms of male competition. He'll be standing side by side with Bianca Belair in a mixed gender, once in a lifetime exhibition. Bianca Belair now, longest reigning woman of Season 2, giving Tegan Nox a run for her money in terms of dominant championship success. And what a run it's been here for her in Season 2. In what should be a special match here, Ricochet starting things off against Seth Rollins. We have not seen these 2 clash for a long, long time. Not since Season 1. Ricochet taking the Cruiserweight division and carrying it on his back for so long. As Rollins already gears up against Ricochet, he's going to need to go to that place to give him his very best. Ricochet looking to throw Rollins to the outside. Springboard drop kick there. As the reflection continues, Tegan Nox, the very first FDW Women's Champion, the dominance of Season 1, standing shooting star press there from Ricochet, and a second for good boot. Ricochet was the very first television champion, held that title proudly before running into Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins' reign as TV champion lasted for a good while of Season 1 and pretty much all of Season 2. Count of 8 now, and this would be a real turn up for the books if it ended on a count out. We can't be having that in a match like this. Nox watches on as one of the pillars of FDW. Ricochet going on to have so much success here, a 3-time Cruiserweight champion. The inaugural Cruiserweight champion as well. Tag to Nox now as Belair becomes legal. Nox, tilt-a-whirl DDT, coming out the gate strong. We saw these two forming a tag team handful of episodes ago, taking on Kairi Sane and Tiffany Stratton on that occasion, and what a tag team they were. Spinebuster from Tegan Nox. We get a pinfall attempt locked in deep. Rollins can do nothing about it but watch, as this feels like it should be a passing of the torch match. But Seth and Bianca are going to need to take that torch and run with it. Can they prove they have what it takes to carry FDW forward into the future? Big headbutt there from Tegan Nox. The Welsh bird just coming through. There's that mean streak of Nox that we've seen as well. Tag to Ricochet, in comes Rollins. Both men going for drop kicks, so evenly matched already here. Rollins reversing. Ricochet with a suplex to Rollins, straight to the back of his neck. Swift flurry of kicks there from Ricochet, who rolls through, and both these men with such a diverse move pool. As Ricochet hits a package powerbomb, Bianca breaks up the pinfall attempt and saves Rollins. Inadvertently takes out the referee at the same time. We couldn't quite see as we were looking at the ring post. But as Ricochet looks to take control of the matchup once again, Seth takes charge, reverses with a swinging neckbreaker. Bianca back to her tag rope as Seth hits the cover. Only a 1 count over the one and only. Ricochet finding himself a little bit of room. Rollins thinks about, nope. All about maybe making a tag as Ricochet hits a code breaker, catching Rollins off guard. That could be all she wrote. 2 count there from Ricochet. He's going to need to hit Rollins harder than that. As Tegan Nox now becomes legal, Bianca Belair hits her with a spear, almost taking her out of her boots. Belair bounces Tegan Nox into the top right turnbuckle and looks to assert her dominance, just one arm carrying Tegan Nox across the ring, almost saying to her, yes, I can carry this women's division forward. You can trust me. I carried it while you were over on Smackdown. I held it down while you were here. One woman who is questionable whether or not she'll be able to carry the company is Kairi Sane. Chokeslam from Tegan Nox. It's been a while since we've seen her, but she hit it on Belair. There's the 2 count. Nearly a 3. Not quite enough to put Belair on this occasion. Rollins thought about breaking up the pinfall attempt. Tegan Nox now setting her up. Setting Belair up for absolute punishment. Belair senses it coming, reverses, and gets Tiffany Stratton up for a fall-away slam. That's the power of Belair for you. She gets Tegan Nox up into the front lock and slams her down to the front. sit out facebuster. Ricochet standing by and lets it happen. He knows he can't break it up. Belair picks up the pinfall over Tegan Nox, proving that these two are very much the two to hold it down as we say goodbye to Ricochet and Tegan Nox. The future looks bright for FDW. Speaking of the future, we look to the present as the current FDW World Champion goes one-on-one once again with Karrion Kross. Kross looking for his moment. As the Fiend steps in the ring, awaiting his former tag partner. Kross determined to prove that he can still hang. And the Fiend needing a big tune-up match. As we have confirmed for WrestleMania, Roman Reigns will be taking on Bray Wyatt. But also confirmed, after that match, Randy Orton will be going one-on-one with whoever wins out of The Fiend, Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns. There were discussions about making it a triple threat match. Randy wasn't happy with it. Reigns wasn't happy with it. The Fiend was nowhere to be found, so he couldn't really ask him. Now he'd give a shit either way, to be honest with you. So a compromise was devised. Reigns had earned his championship opportunity. Reigns and Wyatt will open WrestleMania with the world title match. The closing match will be Randy Orton versus the winner of that match. So still one final twist on the road to WrestleMania. So 2 matches confirmed there. In addition, we have Gunther versus Ilya Dragunov. That match is now confirmed to be an Iron Man match. Both looking to prove that they are the rightful leader of Imperium. The true ring general. We also have Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns will be defending their tag championships against the winner of a match later on this evening against either the Usos or the Viking Raiders. There will also be a supremacy match, one final time between Raw, Smackdown and FDW. And we also have the women's title match on the line. Kairi Sane, Women's Royal Rumble winner, taking on Tiffany Stratton, the FDW Women's Champion. An absolutely stacked card there for WrestleMania. Which is promising to be a hell of an event. Karrion Kross now in charge of the match, taking on his former partner, breaking the ropes there. And Kross is a man who's been around since season 1. He had his moment at WrestleMania last year and hasn't really done much since then. He's tried and tried and tried, but failed and failed and failed. As Wyatt just puts Kross down. Sister Abigail to Karrion Kross, and that could be all she wrote. Out of nowhere, there's a victory. Bray Wyatt standing tall, the FDW champion there. as say his name and he appears. Once again, Roman Reigns stares down with the champion, and this time making his intentions known. It will be for the FDW Championship to open WrestleMania. Tag team action now. Number one contenders to be decided. No matter what happens in this match, whether it be count out, whether it be pinfall, whether it be submission, whether it be DQ, whoever wins will get the tag match at WrestleMania.
The following contest is a tag team match set for
The Usos have been waiting for this for several weeks now, hoping for this to be done and dusted, but the Viking Raiders and the New Day let it drag on for so long. The Usos have potentially found themselves time to study the Viking Raiders much more closely, having watched their matches, know what it takes to beat them. But they've inadvertently been left with very little time to prepare themselves for Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns should they find themselves at WrestleMania. I suppose a win for the Usos would be, though, that they have already fought Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins back at Fastlane in that crazy triple threat match which involved Imperium.
And their opponents at a combined weight.
Traditional tag action now. Ivar with a big slam to begin things. Both these tag teams looking to cement their legacy, looking for that ticket to WrestleMania. Ivar looking for an early cover on the Usos, needing to steel themselves and maintain their composure and stamina ahead of WrestleMania. One man for sure who's got a full dance card at WrestleMania is Roman Reigns, who could very well find himself in 3 matchups if things don't quite go his way. Well, even if they do go his way, he's first got to fight The Fiend. He then has his duties as a tag team champion to attend to, and if he conquers The Fiend, he'll be finding himself one-on-one with Randy Orton in the main event. One thing's for sure, both Reigns and The Fiend will be doing double duty that night, putting a shift in for the purple brand. Count of 7 as the Viking Raiders look to take a page out of the New Day's book. I'm happy to run the clock down. What on earth, the Viking Raiders, in one final plot twist, having been the enforcers of the count for so long, they finally use it to their advantage. And with a 10 count on the bell, punch a ticket to WrestleMania. And I made the intentions clear, no matter who won the match, they'd be going to WrestleMania. No ifs and or buts, no rematches. It is the Viking Raiders. They'll be taking on Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins for the tag championships at WrestleMania. But one final thing, we've seen him already this evening, having stared down The Fiend, Bray Wyatt. Roman Reigns going in singles action, needing a tune-up. Needing to be at his very, very best. He wants the match he wanted in the first place. He wants Drew McIntyre. I suppose Drew wanted Roman Reigns as well, but The Fiend just completely put that plan to pot. Hence why we're getting this one-on-one special exhibition in your main event of FDW this evening. Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre, in what is promising to be an incredibly hard-hitting affair. Reigns needs this win. He cannot afford to be going into WrestleMania on a loss. As a tag team champion, as #1 contender to The Fiend, and potentially a future FDW champion. But Drew McIntyre also needs this win. We've seen him take losses this season, but the loss he took at Fastlane hurt more than any other, as Bray Wyatt wrenched the FDW championship away from him. He has been completely out the picture since, as Roman Reigns overtook him and Randy Orton had played his trump card. Drew McIntyre, no rematch clause in his contract, felt confident that he could defend it all season long, and he has been an outstanding champion in Season 2. Let's not take that away from him. Now's his chance to prove that he could have beaten Reigns had it come to pass. But Reigns has come out the gate strong. The strongest perhaps we've ever seen against Drew McIntyre, but Drew not taking it lying down. Reigns rolling through, and huge deadlift single arm powerbomb onto Drew McIntyre from Roman Reigns. This is going to be a hard-hitting affair. Reigns now with Drew McIntyre up on his shoulders, bounced off the top rope. As Drew looks to find himself a bit of breathing room, his confidence taking a bit of a knock as Reigns thinks about an almost modified sleeper hold there, wrenching up the neck of Drew McIntyre, who powers out of it. Double underarm suplex to Reigns there, reversing all the momentum as he lifts Reigns up and slams him down. There's the cover. Count of 2. As Roman Reigns gets Drew McIntyre up for a flapjack. Reigns targeting the arm now of Drew McIntyre. Steady offense from Reigns. Kick to the midsection, and again he goes for that modified neck wrench. Roman Reigns now flung off the top rope by Drew McIntyre as Drew begins the ground and pound. That is a pissed off Scotsman. Drew McIntyre now with the Irish whip to Roman Reigns, sends him off the rope. Reigns building up ahead of steam, but Drew halts it. Reigns wrenching at the eyes. Doug perhaps letting it slide a little bit, considering that this is the go-home show ahead of WrestleMania. Drew McIntyre halting the offense of Roman Reigns, and this is a main event for the ages as Roman Reigns hits a Superman punch to McIntyre out of nowhere. Count of 2 as Drew kicks out. Roman Reigns feeling all kinds of fired up now as he heads towards the corner. Is he going to that place? Not quite. He knows Drew can sense it coming. He knows Drew can be just as lethal out of nowhere as he can. As he once again hits that huge slam to Reigns, asserting himself. Big shoulder tackle to Reigns, and to the outside they go. Drew gets Reigns up for a powerbomb, and it connects. Reigns can't afford to let this match go too much longer with McIntyre. Taking too much wear and tear ahead of his huge WrestleMania schedule would be massively damaging for him. Reigns with McIntyre up though. Dumps him across the top rope. McIntyre tossing Roman Reigns across the ring, throwing him around like a badly behaved kitty. Because that's how you should treat kitties. Reigns with a reversal. Senses it coming. Reigns wearing down the arm of McIntyre now, looking to remove it as he hits a spear out of nowhere. It connects. Will that be enough to take down McIntyre? Yes, it is. McIntyre unable to conquer Roman Reigns on this occasion as, oh my god, look who comes slithering in. Well, Reigns stared down the Fiend earlier this evening. Randy Orton reminding us that he is also here and he is waiting in the main event of WrestleMania. It's going to be a big one, folks. I'm already envisioning a two-parter. So to confirm the match card, Roman Reigns versus The Fiend Bray Wyatt. Gunter versus Ilya Dragunov. Kairi Sane versus Tiffany Stratton. Eric and Ivar, the Viking Raiders, versus The Shield, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. A supremacy match. And then the main event itself, Randy Orton versus who knows. We'll know next time out. Join me then for the concluding part of FDW Season 2. I'm very much looking forward to it, and I hope you are too. See you soon.